back to week 3 of our spring story time. Today we're going to talk all about springtime weather and flowers and some of the things that you'll see during spring. But first, can you sing our welcome song with me? Do you have your peekaboo hands? On the count of 3 we'll sing. 1, 2, 3. Peekaboo, peekaboo, I see you, I see you. I see your button nose, I see your tiny toes. Peekaboo, I see you. All right, now that everyone knows the words, let's sing all together. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Peekaboo, peekaboo, I see you, I see you. I see your button nose, I see your tiny toes. Peekaboo, I see you. All right, and now we're all ready for our first story. This one is called When Spring Comes, and it's by Kevin Henkes. Here we go. Oh, goodness. There we are. Before spring comes, the trees look like black sticks against the sky. But if you wait, spring will bring leaves and blossoms. You might see these outside right now. If you wait, spring will make the leftover mounds of snow smaller and smaller until suddenly they're gone. Before spring comes, the grass is brown. But if you wait, spring will turn it green and add little flowers. If you wait, an egg will become a bird. A seed will start growing. Spring comes with sun, and comes with rain, and more rain, and more rain. Do you like mud? Do you like puddles? I hope you like umbrellas. Before spring comes, the garden is just dirt and empty. But if you wait, spring will push green shoots through the dirt to fill up the garden. And spring will call out the pussy willows and new kittens too. Spring can come quickly or slowly. It changes its mind a lot. But when spring is finally here to stay, you will know it. There will be buds and bees and boots and bubbles. There will be worms and wings and wind and wheels. Right? And go out and ride your bike in the springtime. You will feel it. You will smell it. You will hear it. When spring is finally here to stay, you might think you are done waiting, but you are not. Now, you have to wait for summer. And there we go. That's the end of our first story. It reminds me of a song I'd like to sing with you. First, I need to see how we can plant some seeds in the ground. I'm going to go just like this. And then the sun is going to come out like this. And then the rain is going to fall. And lastly, our flower is going to grow just like this. Give a little wave in the breeze. All right? Those are all of the motions we need for our song. I'll sing it once first, and then we'll sing it all together. Here we go on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I plant a little seed in the cold, cold ground. Out comes the yellow sun, big and round. Down fall the raindrops, soft and slow. Up come the flowers, grow, grow, grow. And that's it. Pretty easy, right? Can you sing with me? On the count of 3, we'll try it. 1, 2, 3. I plant a little seed in the cold, cold ground. Out comes the yellow sun, big and round. Down fall the raindrops, soft and slow. Up come the flowers, grow, grow, grow. And that's it. And now we're ready for our next book. This one is also about flowers, and it's called Fletcher and the Springtime Blossoms. And this story is by Julia Rawlinson. There's Fletcher. He's ready for springtime. Here we are. The woods were full of the chirping, bustling, sing-song sounds of spring. Fletcher bounced along with his nose in the air, sniffing the just-burst buds of flowers, and playing chase with butterflies, with his head spinning with sights and sounds. He tumbled happily down the hill, into the sunny orchard. But when he picked himself up from the ground, he couldn't believe his eyes. A soft breeze danced through the branches, carrying snowy flakes. Snow so late in spring, thought Fletcher. It will be too cold for the buds and butterflies. There's no time to lose. Looking for someone to tell, he trotted back up the hill and passed a pair of birds coo-cooing on a branch. "You've flown to your summer home too soon," Fletcher cried. "I've been down to the orchard, and there's more snow on the way." "We should fly back south," they called. "But first we must tell Porcupine. He's just come out of his bed of leaves. He needs to snuggle back down, or he'll freeze." Fletcher and the birds found Porcupine stretching and scratching. "There's snow on the way," panted Fletcher. "I saw it in the orchard. It will be too cold for the butterflies. The birds will need to fly south, and you must hide away." "Oh, then I should crawl back into my bed," snuffled Porcupine sadly. "But first we must tell Squirrel that he needs to hunt for food. He's eaten his winter store of nuts. He'll need to find some more." Fletcher, the birds, and Porcupine found Squirrel scampering after sunbeams. "Snow is blowing in from the orchard," gasped Fletcher. "It will be too cold for the butterflies. The birds will need to fly south. Poor Porcupine must go back to bed, and you must find some food." "You're right. I've eaten my spring feast," said Squirrel, "and all my stores are gone. But before I hunt for more, we need to tell the rabbits to munch as much grass as they can before the snow falls." Fletcher, the birds, Porcupine, and Squirrel hurried off again. The rabbits were rolling down the hill next to their burrow. "Stop playing!" cried Fletcher. "There's snow blowing in from the orchard. It will be too cold for the butterflies. The birds will need to fly south. Poor Porcupine must go back to bed. Squirrel needs to find food, and you must munch more grass." "Before we eat," said the rabbits, staggering dizzily to their feet, "let's go and play in the snow." So the rabbits hoppity-roly-poly plopped down the hill through the woods. They were chased by Squirrel, Porcupine, the birds, and a bouncy, full of importance fox, all the way to the orchard, where the ground was white with blossoms. Blossoms bobbing in the branches, blossoms blowing in the breeze, blossoms blanketing the ground, and not a snowflake to be found. "Those are blossoms, not snow, you foolish fox," the animals cried. Fletcher blinked and rubbed his eyes, feeling very silly. But then the animals scooped up pawfuls and clawfuls of blossoms from the ground and covered him in a tickly shower of fluttering white petals. Fletcher and his friends ran and played between the trees, until at last they all collapsed in a blossomy, soft, white heap. Then the birds fluttered back to their branch with beakfuls of blossoms to line their nest. Porcupine snuffled off up the slope, his quills dotted white with tiny petals. Squirrel went chasing up and down trees after snow-white petals dancing in the breeze. And the rabbits bounced back up the hill, with blossoms to brighten their burrow. Fletcher just lay smiling in his soft bed of petals, watching the blossoming branches bobbing overhead. And there we go. That's the end of our second book. I have one last rhyme to share with you. If there's one thing that likes flowers and blossoms, it's bees. So I would like to see a beehive like this. Can you show me? Where are the bees? They're going to be inside. And we're going to count just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the bees are going to come out. Buzz, 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 buzz. All right. Those are all of the motions we need for our rhyme. As always, I'll say it once first, and then we'll say it all together. Are you ready? On the count of 3, it goes like this. 1, 2, 3. Here is the beehive, but where are the bees? Hidden inside where nobody sees. Watch, and they'll come out of the hive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Buzz, 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 buzz. All right, can you try it once more with me? On the count of 3, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Here's the beehive, but where are the bees? Hidden inside where nobody sees. Watch, and they'll come out of the hive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Buzz, 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 buzz. All right, now it's time for our goodbye song. We'll sing it, and then in just a moment we'll be back for our craft. Are you ready? On the count of 3, it goes like this. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Yes, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Oh, it's time to say goodbye. Give a wave and wink your eye. Yes, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Goodbye, friends. All right, let's sing together once more, nice and loudly. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Yes, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Oh, it's time to say goodbye. Give a wave and wink your eye. Yes, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Goodbye, friends. All right, we'll be back in just 1 minute with our craft. Hope you'll join us. See you soon. Welcome back. For our craft today, we're going to be making our own flower gardens using cupcake liners. Now, you can use whatever kind of cupcake liner you might have handy. I had some left over from another craft that were red. I had a packet that had some nice pastel colors. I even found some small cupcake liners. So you can take these liners and do whatever you like with them to decorate. I drew a little black dot in the center of this red one to make it sort of look like a poppy. You can take a white one and color the center in yellow. It'll look a bit like a daisy. And then all you're going to do is take your cupcake liners and add a little bit of glue to the flat part that would sit on in your cupcake pan if you were making cupcakes. And if you put glue only on that part, then the rest of the cupcake liner will stick up from your paper a bit and give your picture a 3D effect. So I'm going to start with my little daisy here, and I'm going to put this on my paper. All you really need is any kind of paper you might have. Paper, cupcake liners, glue and markers or crayons are all you really need for this craft. And once I glue down some of my cupcake liners, I'm going to decorate around them. That's why it's important to have some crayons or markers handy. So I've got my daisy, I've got my poppy. I'm actually going to take one of my large cupcake liners like this, and I'm going to make a little daffodil. Glue that down, spread it out, and then I can take a smaller cupcake liner for the center of my daffodil. I'll put it right in the middle. So here we go. I've made 3 different flowers. And now I can take my markers, maybe add some stems or some vines. You can do whatever you'd like to do. Maybe make this sort of like a bouquet here. And here you go. Here's the beginning of my flower garden. I could draw more flowers around the edges if I'd like, or take a couple of smaller cupcake liners to fill in the white spaces. You can add as many or as few flowers as you like. This is your garden, and it can bloom however you want it to. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope I'll see you back here next week. Bye!